concept of law is already explained by APJ Abdul Kalam in his Wings of Fire in a psychological way, and also there are several authors who has explained this concept of law in a scientific way. But today I am explaining this concept of law using mathematics. So how we are going to do that, we will see in this video. But before entering into the subject, we have to know about the Euler number E to understand this concept. So we know Euler number E is 2.718 and so on. So what is this 2.718 and what does it represent? So once we understand this, we can enter into the concept. Okay. So to explain this, I will use some of the banking terms. Suppose if you deposit P amount in a bank and after 1 year with a rate of interest 100%, let us take the rate of interest as 100%. So at the end of 1 year, the P will become 2P. So this P did not increase gradually till 2P in the period of 1 year. It suddenly became 2 times at the end of 1 year. Suppose if the bank deposit the interest for every 6 months with the same rate of 100% per year, what happens? Let us see. So the person deposited the value P. So after 6 months, so as the rate of interest is 100%, we get 50% of the interest at the end of 6 months. So it becomes 1.5P. Now, so this is 6 months period and this is another 6 months period. So in the next 6 months period, this 1.5P amount will also get an interest of 50%. So 15 is 2.25. So we can see if they are depositing after 1 year, you are getting 2P. If they are depositing for 6 months, we are getting 2.25P. But actually in India, the banks deposit for every 4 months. So this value will slightly increase further. What does this Euler number says is, suppose if this rate of interest, with this rate of interest, if the amount is increasing continuously, so this did not increase gradually like this, suddenly the P became 1.5P. Instead of this, suppose from the value of P, the amount with a rate of 100%, if it increases gradually, means for every instant, the previous instant is dependent. So this amount is dependent. So this amount is dependent on this amount. With 100% rate of interest, the next amount will increase and so on. It reaches to one value. That value is 2.718 and so on P. This is called Euler number E. So what does it represent is, if there is a compounding increase. So compounding increase means this increase should depend on previous value. So this is known as compounding increase. So when there is a compounding and continuous increase, then with respect to, with a rate of 100%, so with a rate of 100% and a time period of 1 unit, whatever may be the unit, 1 hour or 1 day or 1 minute. So with a time period of 1 unit and a rate of interest of 100%, if the value increases continuously in a compound way, then the value will become 2.718 and so on times. Okay. So what is this 2.718? How we are going to use that? We will see once you understand this concept. Okay. We have seen that the value of E is 2.718 and so on for a rate of interest of 100% and for a time period of 1 year or 1 unit, whatever. So suppose if our time period is not 1 year, if it is 2 year, in the second year what happens? This 2.718 will become 2.718 times, means E becomes E square. And suppose if the rate of interest is not 100%, then the increase will be E to the power of 80 times, okay, or RT. So you can represent the rate as A or R. So where is R is rate of increase or rate of decrease, and T is time period, okay. So whatever the amount we are depositing, P value, this P value will become E to the power of RT times if there is a compounding increase or compounding decrease continuously, okay. So we can see this type of formulas in civil engineering in many places, like in environmental engineering we see BOD, so where the rate is exponential. So if you imagine why it is exponential, the amount of bacteria that is increasing depends on the amount of bacteria that is present previously. So suppose if you have X bacteria, this X bacteria will produce another bacteria. Now this combined bacteria will give another bacteria. Now this combined bacteria will give another bacteria. So we can see there is a continuous increase and it is a compound increase. So you will have E in the formula, okay. So not only in this example, we can see this even in soil mechanics, where we find permeability of a soil using variable head test. So where the value of the head of the water will be reducing continuously and the discharge rate also will be reducing continuously. So as the amount of discharge whatever we are getting is depending on the head and the head is decreasing continuously, this is also a compounding decrease. So we see the formula as log to the base E. So wherever we see a compounding increase, we can confirmly say that the formula will have log to the base E or E to the power, okay. So this E value is not an invention, it is a discovery. It is already present in our nature, so it is also called as natural log. If we write log to the base E, then we call it as natural log, okay. So we can say many examples for this. So even if you take the growth of our hair, it increases exponentially because the amount of next hair that has to come depends on how much hair has grown already. So it increases exponentially, the growth is exponential. Even how the fingernail grows, it also follows logarithmic increase, because the amount of nail that has to grow depends on the previous, and also it is continuous. It has to be continuous, that is very important. The hair growth is continuous and it is depending on the previous. So it is exponential, and also the nails growth is continuous and also it is depending on the previous growth. So it also increases either logarithmic or exponential. So these are some of applications. Now how we will use this E value to explain the concept of law? Let us see. We have understood the concept of E value now. So if there is a continuous compound increase, then with a rate of 100%, it becomes 2.718 times. Even when we read any concept, what happens? So people call it as flow. People call it as flow, but I call it as exponential increase. Okay, so both are actually the same. Okay, so this is my concept, it is not proved theoretically anywhere. So with respect to my reading experience, I have written this concept. Okay, so how this flow is represented in terms of exponential increase means, suppose if we are reading any topic that has a flow in it. So what does this flow means? It is continuous. So if there is a flow in the subject or flow in a story which you are reading, if you read continuously, then suppose in 1 hour, if you are reading x amount of concept, that doesn't mean that in 2 hours you will learn 2x. If there is a flow in the topic, then your value will be much greater than 2x by spending 2 hours because of the flow. Even we can represent this with a sport, cricket. When the batsman enter into the field, he will take some time to settle in the field and gain this flow. Once he gain this flow, the amount of runs he scores increases exponentially because of the flow. Even Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam used to spend his time during night time completely in research laboratory when he was in the flow, because he doesn't want to lose that flow which he has gained over a time period. If he loses that, tomorrow once he start, again it takes some time to get that flow and increase exponentially. Okay. So in 2 hours, suppose if the rate of increase is 100%, as we know, it becomes 2.718 times and so on. Which means that in 1 hour, if you learn X concept, in 2 hours, you can learn it 2.718 if the rate of interest is 100%. But the rate of interest can be greater than 100% also for some people. So once you are in a flow, don't stop studying by fixing a time frame. If you have gained any flow in the topic, never stop, because this flow is very valuable, because within less amount of time we can learn more concept. Okay. So in every subject we can see this flow. I will explain what is this flow with respect to civil engineering also. Suppose we take transportation. What are the topics in transportation? First we will have geometry of road, because we have to know how we are going to lay the road. So geometry or alignment we have to know initially. Once we know the alignment, what is the next topic we have? Materials and testing. Because once we know the alignment, we have to decide whether we have to use a CC road or bitumen road or plastic roads or any other type of roads. So we will have materials and testing as the next topic. After that, we will have pavement design. So once we know the material, we have to design the thickness of the pavement, how much thickness of each layer we require, we will be designing and constructing. So we will have pavement analysis and design as the next topic. What is the next topic? Traffic engineering. Once we construct this road, we have to maintain that road. So first we have to know the geometry, next we have to know the materials what we use for construction, next we have to know pavement analysis and design to construct the road, and then traffic engineering and maintenance. So you can see the flow here. I will explain this flow even with respect to environmental engineering. Suppose we take water supply. What is the first topic we study? How much water we require? Water demand. What type of water we require? Quality characteristics of water. What we have to do to get this type of water? Treatments of water. Different types of treatments of water, sedimentation or whatever. Once we get this water, what we have to do? Distribution. So water demand, quality characteristics, what type of water we want, treatment of water, what quality we represent in quality characteristics, how to get that we represent in treatment, and then distribution. Suppose we take sanitary engineering or wastewater engineering. In wastewater engineering, what is the first topic we take? Estimation of sewage, because whatever the water we supply, that comes as wastewater. So first we have to estimate what is that amount of sewage we are getting. So estimation of sewage. Next we have to know what is the quality characteristics. So once we know the characteristics of sewage, then we can decide what treatment we have to do to make it a fresh water. So estimation of sewage, characteristics of sewage, treatment of sewage, and then disposal or distribution. So the pure water whatever we get after the treatment, we can distribute, and the amount of waste what we get, we dispose. So we can see there is a flow in this topic. So we can see this flow even in strength of material, structural analysis, in every topic we can see the flow. So the chapter names whatever we write, every topic is related to the previous topic and you can see a flow. while reading, if don't stop any concept in the middle, if you have gained a flow, you can feel that flow when you are reading. So when you are in a flow, don't stop that topic. So continue till your flow lasts. So till your brain can take that flow without maintaining any time frame. Continue the flow, and so that you can increase maximum amount of time. You can increase maximum amount of learning. So suppose if you are reading continuously a topic which is not related to previous and all the concepts are individual, then the increase will be linear like this. I will represent here. So if the increase is linear, so if there is x, so after particular time it becomes 2x. But if there is a flow, so this is studying a topic which do not have any flow. Okay, so all the topics whatever are studying are independent. So just like solving a problems which are not related to each other, then in next time if you are able to solve this many problems, in suppose in 1 hour you are able to solve x problems, in 2 hours you will be able to solve 2x problems only, until your mind allows you to solve the problems. Suppose if there is a flow in the concept, then you will actually learn it exponentially with flow. Okay, suppose if the rate is 100%, so 70% of the time you can save when you are reading with flow. So when you leave a concept that has a flow, again you have to start it from the beginning. So your rate will not increase much compared to what we are getting with respect to flow. So that is the reason even APJ Abdul Kalam sir did not stop it once he has gained a flow in research work while thinking. He did not stop at any point, because if he starts tomorrow, again he has to start from the beginning. Okay, I hope you understood the concept of flow. So if you want to know about flow psychologically, then you can read Wings of Fire by APJ Abdul Kalam, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Suppose if you want to know the flow in a scientific way, then you flow by Macaulay. So I will show you the cover page in this video. So this book also gives you the details of scientific explanation of flow, along with the exact definition of happiness, how the happiness is related to money. So this type of there are several things that you can learn from this book, Flow by Macaulay. It's a very famous book. So if you are a good book reader, definitely you have to try this book. Okay, thanks for watching.